Thanks for spending some of your afternoon with us on TCM. I'm Alicia Malone. Now, some on screen pairings just make sense, but other combinations, at least on paper, might make you scratch your head. But then you see them on screen and it works like a charm. Up next is an example. It's Laurence Olivier and Marilyn Monroe paired together in a 1957 romantic comedy called The Prince and the Showgirl. The reason it does work here is because of the very different talents those two stars each brought to the table. The film is based on a 1953 play by Terence Rattigan called The Sleeping Prince, which had starred Olivier along with his wife at the time, Vivien Leigh. Some felt Leigh had been miscast in that stage production, so Marilyn, one of the most famous and photographed women in the world, took on the role in this adaptation, which Rattigan himself adapted. Her company, Marilyn Monroe Productions, had bought the rights to the play, and this was the company's first film. The story is set in the early 1900s in London. Olivier is a prince from a fictional European country who is in town for the coronation of the new king, and Monroe is the American showgirl who quickly catches his eye. Their collaboration was actually years in the making. Monroe had briefly met Olivier back in 1950 at a party thrown by Danny Kaye. She was there with her agent, a man named Johnny Hyde, and she told him how much she wanted to work with Olivier. At that point, Monroe had only been in a handful of films, so her agent was honest, telling her it was never going to happen. But what a difference a few years can make. The two are very much equals on screen, and the film is a genuine charmer. It was shot on location in England, where Marilyn and her new husband, playwright Arthur Miller, lived for the duration of the production. From 1957, also directed by Laurence Olivier, enjoy The Prince and the Showgirl. Books have been written about the fact that Marilyn Monroe was a complicated woman. That was partially due to her own insecurities, but also surely because she was constantly being underestimated. Whatever the reason, it did cause problems on her movie sets, including that of The Prince and the Showgirl. Monroe was often late to set. She had an entourage of acting coaches and supporters who sometimes delayed production, and those in the cast and crew often resented the entourage's involvement, including Laurence Olivier. As a result, he was often condescending to her. But no one can deny the results on the screen, and many years later, Olivier softened his critiques of Monroe. He admitted that it was likely due to the fact that he was 50 years old and in a bit of a rut. He went on to say she had great presence on the screen. She was quite wonderful, he said, the best of all. We have another dynamic team up next. It's Warren Beatty and Natalie Wood in a 1961 drama directed by Elia Kazan. Stay with us.
Next on TCM, Splendor in the Grass. Then, The Bank Dick. And later, Never Give a Sucker an Even Break. TCM's got a bridge to sell you tonight.